Hi, I'm Dr. Butch Rosser, and I'm Professor of Surgery at Morehouse School of Medicine and the CEO of the Stealth Learning Company. And more importantly, I'm from the great state of Mississippi. That's right. I'm a Delta boy, born and raised in Morehead, Mississippi. And I'm here to announce a very, very exciting program for Jackson Public Schools. The revolution in education is going to start in Jackson Public Schools and Wingfield High School. And your children, if they're fortunate enough to be selected, will be part of the second American Revolution, the digital learning revolution. That's right. Let me tell you a little bit about that. But first, I have to tell you how myself, a surgeon, inventor, writer, how I became involved with the education of your children. And it all started with education for surgeons, and it all started with NASA. When I found out something very special, that we could speed up the transfer of knowledge and people could learn more effectively if we could use the positive assets of video games, cinema, television, and rap music. That's right. All those things that you feel are a distraction to your child's education, we have been able to scientifically evaluate these things and flip them for the greater good. Have you ever been in a classroom where the professor or teacher stands there and drones on and you start doodling and you realize that you are absolutely bored and you say to yourself, there has got to be a better way? Well, there is. Imagine video games and rap music and cinema and cell phones being used for the greater good in this world today. Imagine fun being linked with science, fun being linked with history, fun associated with math, subject matter like physics being fun, and even chemistry. All because of a thing called stealth learning, and we are the Stealth Learning Company. This is Dr. Butch
and Mr. G,
and we're here to give you your first lesson of today. And it's going to be section 1, which is going to cover place value, and it's going to be lesson number 1. Are you ready? I know you are. G?
Sure. You know, think in terms of like your mom when she used to come into your room and was messy, and she said, you know, this room is a mess. Everything has to have its place and has value and has worth and should be put in its rightful place. So when we think in terms of place and value, that's what we think in terms of things that have a specific place and they have a certain value or worth.
And you're telling me that you cannot start math until you determine what place the number is, what value it is. Is that right, Mr. J?
That is correct.
And is there a second part of this that the thing you and I talk about is basically knowing place value? It's the language of math. What do you think about that?
There we go. That's right. To be able to speak the language of math, every number has its place and its worth.
Now, let's take the word place. Can you give me the definition of the word place and get me ready for an example to help me understand?
Sure. Place is a special position or an area that has been made for a special object or a certain thing. So let me just give you a picture. I drew a picture here for you, Dr. B. And this particular item has a special place. It fits right in this box, right in this spot, right?
Yes, exactly.
So that has a special place. It belongs inside at a certain spot. It doesn't sit over here. It doesn't sit over there. It sits right in its spot. That's what place is.
Now I want to move on to another strategic word.
Okay.
And Mr. G, this strategic word is whole number. Whole number. Mr. G, can you now give me a definition that we can understand about whole number?
A whole number is any counting number that starts with 0 and goes to infinity.
Okay.
On, like, it can be on up to 449, 450.
So infinity is that you writing so many numbers you never see it.
Right. It starts with 0 and then it goes 1, 2, 3. They're counting numbers starting with 0. That's what a whole number is.
Now tell me this. What if I had a number of 10.75, Mr. G? Is that a whole number?
No, that is not a whole number because it has a point in it. A whole number is counting numbers. They're only 0, 1, 2, 3. Now, if you gave me 10 and 11, no problem. But you said 10.75. That's not a whole number.
I tried to get you, Mr. G. You were really too smart, though. I tell you. Give me an example of how you have a number and how you determine its place value. I'm going to give you a simple one. Write this one down for me, Mr. G.
Okay.
321. Now, I want you to now establish the language of math by telling me how to determine the place value of 321.
All right. You have 3, 2, 1. The 1 represents the ones number. Okay. The 2 represents the tens. And the 3 represents the hundreds. So when you see that, what that means is 300, 2 tens is 20, and 1 is 1. So that's read 321. The digits are the 3, the digit is the 2, and the digit is the 1.
And what's the whole number?
The whole number is 321.
Now, Mr. G, you are making it plain. That's our first example. So boys and girls, we'll be back for our next lessons as we continue with more difficult examples. Don't worry, you're going to be able to get it. Right, Mr. G?
You got it.
Thank you, guys. That was not your grandfather's math lesson, and it was only one of the innovative assets that we will be debuting in the Stealth STEM Starter After School and Saturday Academy program for math. That's right, there's more. I want to give you a little context. Have you ever been in a classroom and asked yourself, why do I need to know that? Your children ask that question every day. They should not have to wait for an answer. And that's why we're going to have an experimental component that features giving your child skills that are important for jobs for the future. That's right. They're going to be learning their math skills and learning skills for jobs. And it's going to come about with two very creative programs. One is the Stealth Surgeon program. That's right. Your children will learn how to be robotic and laparoscopic surgeons just like me. That's right. They will be learning those same skills that I teach doctors all over the world. The second program is homegrown from the state of Mississippi with Dr. Peter Stewart and his I Too Can Fly program. This award-winning program actually will allow your children to learn about math and learn about all the aviation careers available to them by teaching them those skills today. So stay tuned, and here's a little slideshow of the Stealth Surgeon program and the I Too Can Fly program. Well, there you have it. The Stealth STEM Starter After School and Saturday Academy Program for Math. An innovation in education, the start of the Second American Revolution, the digital learning revolution, and it's all happening at Wingfield High School, Jackson Public Schools, and with your children. Now, get ready for the fall. And all we want to ask right now is that you give us your support. Because with your support, we know we cannot fail. Thank you. And until we meet again.